Hi folks, Ethan Stieber here with Stieber Weather Forecasting with a severe weather update for the severe weather threat for our area tomorrow, June 29th. Let's get right into the data and I'll kind of show you what's changed throughout the day today. So three big things we're going to look at. What's changed? We've got a new Storm Prediction Center outlook that we're going to take a look at here in just a second. The storm track has changed just slightly, so I'll show you what a couple new forecast models, what the new model runs look like with that. And then afternoon storms with a question mark beside it. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute, but that will be conditional on the storms in the morning. So let's get right in to the new Storm Prediction Center outlook. You can see this is the new one that was released just after noon today, Central Time. And the big changes from the earlier outlook was that it expanded the slight risk a little bit further south to include areas just south of, say, Flora over to Salem. It now pushes that boundary a little bit further south. It also expanded a little bit further north too. So that's kind of big picture. If we get in a little closer to home, you can see again it expanded a little further south of Mount Vernon over to St. Louis, whereas before it was cut off somewhere in here. So we're still in a slight risk, which is a 15% chance of severe weather. This could probably be upgraded tomorrow morning with the update that'll come out just after midnight tonight. Remains to be seen, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is upgraded at that point. Let's break down by category. The first one we'll look at is the tornado probability. You can see we're in the 5 to 9% range. This morning, this tornado 5% probability was further north. You can see it has shifted south since then to kind of be right over our area. I don't think tornado is going to be a big problem tomorrow. I think tomorrow's main issue is going to be straight line winds, damaging winds, and some hail as well. You can see we are in the elevated tornado threat for tomorrow. Next picture we have is the severe wind outlook. Again, we're in that slight 15% risk for everyone in the area. And finally, we have the severe hail outlook, which you can see we're in the 15% area, but we also have this black hatched area right over the top of us. And what this signifies, hatch area is a greater than a 10% probability of significant hail, which is larger than 2 inches in diameter. So we could see some big hail tomorrow, both in the morning and potentially in the afternoon. So let's get into the forecast data, what the new models have shown, and I'll kind of walk you through it hour by hour. So we're going to pick this up at midnight tonight. You can see we've got a couple clusters of thunderstorms forming, one in northern Iowa and another one in northern and central Missouri. Those two are going to play important factors as we progress further along hour by hour. So let's walk you forward here. Again, this is 5 a.m. If we stop this this is midnight rather. If we stop this at 3 a.m., you can see that cluster of showers and thunderstorms in Missouri has kind of developed itself more and started working its way further east, along with the storms that were in northern Iowa have also begun their eastward and southeastward descent. If we advance this now to 5 a.m., 5 a.m., you can see we've got storms right over the top of the area with more forming out west. You can see this is a little bit more broken down from the radar image I showed you this morning, but I still think these storms are going to pack a punch, so be wary of that in the morning. See, this is 5 a.m. By 6, 7, 8 a.m., those storms are out of the area, and this forecast model shows a little bit of thunderstorm redevelopment in the afternoon, but not anything super conducive on this particular model. Let's show you another one now. The first one was the NAM model. This one is the high resolution model. Just shows us a little bit clearer picture on what's going on. Again, we're going to pick this up at midnight tonight. And if we go hour by hour into the future, you can see those showers and thunderstorms, which the other forecast model had in northern Missouri and northern Iowa, now have formed in kind of around the Quincy area and have moved into central Illinois. That plays a different factor. Watch what happens as we go further into the future. This is 4 a.m. By 5, 6 a.m. those storms have really expanded right across that Route 130 corridor and really have kind of started to get their act together with more storms firing off back west of Springfield. Let's keep going forward here. This is 7 a.m. By 8 a.m. you can see 8 a.m. rather, bunch of storms moving through the area. Some of these could have that damaging wind complex to it, and if you get some of these isolated cells, that's where the Storm Prediction Center sees a potential hail risk. So those storms will then move out of the area by mid-morning. Again, this is 10 a.m., a couple lingering showers and thunderstorms with more coming in the afternoon. Now you notice this model shows some thunderstorm development in the afternoon. If we advance this just a little bit further, this is 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Most of those showers and thunderstorms are out of here, but another line, you can see another line develops here. This is 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon and evening for this particular model. So why is that? Why the discrepancy? Storms like this, especially in the conditions we're in with such dry conditions and the drought conditions, really the models don't handle that well, number one, and the models also do not handle some of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms and some of the instability that we're working with. The models just sometimes can't see that very well, so that's why we see the discrepancy here. That's why I'm showing you both models so you can get a picture of both sides of what could happen. Either way, both of these, the storms tomorrow are going to have plenty of fuel or cape to sustain them and keep pushing them forward. This is a picture of cape or convective available potential energy, basically how much energy or how much juice is in the atmosphere for these storms to work with. This picture is for 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, and you can see anything above purple is over 4,000 joules, which is plenty of energy for these storms to work with. You can see once these storms move in, they're going to be working with at least 3,000 to 4,000 joules, if not a little bit more. Why I think we could see storms fire up in the afternoon, this picture is now for, let's see, this is 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. You can still see some of these storms, or you can still see pockets of some stronger energy across the area, and even all of us will be in the 2,500 to 3,000 range. So I still think it is possible we could see storms develop across the area tomorrow afternoon after the initial wave moves through in the morning. Timing on all this in general, I think the first wave of storms will be through probably in the early morning hours for that early morning commute, somewhere in, let's say, the 4 to 8 a.m. time frame. Then we might catch a little bit of a break before more storms, I believe, will roll through the area tomorrow afternoon, say probably anywhere from noon to about 8 or 9 o'clock until the storms settle down. After this, still looks to be an active weather pattern through about Saturday or Sunday, with storms continually moving through. We're going to have what we call a northwest flow moving in, where storms will develop pretty consistently out of southern Iowa and northern Missouri and kind of move southeast over our area. So all this is to say, don't be scared or alarmed by any of this. I'm showing you this information so you are prepared and can plan ahead. So in knowing that, have multiple ways to receive warnings tonight. Like I said, it could be an active night once we get into the early morning hours. So have multiple ways to receive warnings. Local TV and radio, NOAA weather alert radios are kind of your best options, or any cell phone alerts you can get there. Stay weather aware throughout the day tomorrow. I'll update you as I can. And for Steber Weather Forecasting, I'm Ethan Steber.